Hey, what is going on, YouTube? Off the Ballers here for another episode. I believe this is episode 4. So welcome Nick as always. Thanks for co-hosting with me, and I'm Adam. Welcome to Off the Balls. How did your week go, Nick?
The last 2 weeks I've been 1-3. I figured why kill a good thing, so I just stayed on that trend of 1-3,
Oh,
man.
oh yeah. Um, I'll let you know right now that I did not have a good fantasy week. I went 0-3 this week, and the win streak is over for me. Turns out people figured out how to beat me. They just have to score more points. It's weird. It's weird. It took them 3 weeks to figure this out,
Is
but
that how you do it?
yeah, that's how you beat me. You just score more points,
Oh my
and then
god.
then a little W goes next to your name instead of an L. I
Oh,
figured
I see lots of
I
those.
figured I'd give you the insight for next time we played against each other. So
Got it.
yeah. But speaking of that, you did beat me in the Crazy Points League, and last week I
Sweet.
was on a fast, so I did not do my shot challenge. This week I actually ordered a super hot
I'm bored of
shot.
it.
Huh? Oh,
Ooh.
so this is Ghost Reaper chili hot sauce.
That's a lot of flavor
Uh,
there, bud.
yeah, that's a lot. Extremely spicy, but thank God it's 100% vegan. So that's what we really care about when we get our spice. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this shot, and you're gonna get ready for the Rigid League. Cheers, everybody.
Yeah. Jeez. I'll do a cheers with you. Only this is a lot better. Does it taste like vegan?
It's hot, 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 hot. All right, jump into the Rigid League. Yeah,
Oh, sorry, I'm moving slow, man.
it's okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, water did not help.
No, it won't. Oh, you got to do your end.
Oh yeah. Uh,
I'm always forgetting that.
do my end what?
Can you see mine?
I cannot see your screen yet. Let's see. There we go. Yep. Oh, that's hot.
You can see it because I can't.
Mm, the stream paused. Ugh.
Dang, one of these days we'll get this down, man.
One of these days. Whoa,
Is it, is, is it
that's some
hitting
heat.
harder?
Yeah, it's the back of my throat. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know what just happened, man.
Your video went away. Oh, that is some hot sauce. I regret that instantly. Ugh.
Okay, come on now. Third time's charm. Hey, all
We got
right.
it.
Well, I'll get going while you're recovering.
Yep.
So this one right here, we got our Capital League. I did lose in this one this week. I brought it back on Monday. As you'll see throughout all my leagues, Mike Evans did really, really great for me. Um, but I'll just jump into this one here. You had Willie beating Saletha. Um, I, I'm not surprised that Saletha did not win. Um, and we'll talk about this more later on. Uh, Saletha has a thing where people get hurt and she'll drop them. She dropped T. Higgins. She just dropped St. Brown, and people are picking them up. So she's losing her major players on this team who are actually doing well this season, not one of those top 10 uh, draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
So she's shooting herself in the foot essentially, but she's still got a pretty strong team. So
Yeah.
we'll see how she does next week. Um, but yeah, Willie's got a strong team. He's 4-0. He's had a strong team last season, so he should do well. You got Alexis playing Mike last week or this week, and she ended up pulling it out.
You love to see it.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Jason lost to Gracie. Gracie gets her first win, leaving me alone on Losers Island.
Oh wow, you're the only one left, huh?
I'm the only 0-4 left. Yes. So
Oh.
Gracie, who could care less about fantasy football, is now officially better than me. So that one's like a shiv right to the gut.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Yeah, that one really hurts. Amy had a bad week. Ended up losing to Juan here. Uh, Liz and Lorenzo ended up beating me. They were crushing me all throughout Thursdays, Sunday. I was sweating. I at least pulled it in the last minute to at least make it look semi-presentable with a 120 to 129 loss. But before that, before Monday, it was not looking
Oh
great.
wow.
Yeah. You gonna do all right over there, man?
Yeah. I'm listening. I'm listening.
He started to sweat there.
Yeah.
Uh, Adrian ended up having a just monster week, 170.58,
Oh wow.
giving Kim her second loss. Hmm.
Yikes.
Yep. She's gonna beat you down the next time she sees you, man.
Mm, she'll be fine. I lost this week too. She'll be fine.
Yeah, and Luis ended up pulling out a win over Dan and Karen.
Okay. So I see a lot of twos and twos in this league, so pretty well balanced.
Well, all over all the leagues, you'll see a lot of 2-2s. Like it's been just a crazy.
Losing you a little bit.
And Dan and Karen. Ooh,
Oh
that sounded rough, man.
yeah. Ugh. That is rough.
uh, so yeah, that's what we got going on. Not a good showing. Um, Again though, I was better than my score was better than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. So I'm doing better than half the league every week. I've noticed in this, and you'll see when we go to another league. I think this year is schedule for me. I think
Okay.
I'm being. I think I'm victim to schedule.
Yeah, whatever makes you feel better about the 0-4 record, you know.
Thanks, man. But I'm
Just kidding.
hurting just like
I'm
you from
I'm
that
hurt.
comment.
I'm hurting because my mouth's hurting right now.
Yeah, so just bring me down with you. Why not, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my stomach does not feel good after that shot. I'll tell you what.
Well, what a perfect time then to go to Toxic League.
Yeah, let's go to Toxic League and check that out. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up.
By the way,
Whew.
I don't know if y'all see these slick ass hats. Went to the Alan Jackson concert. How how'd you like it?
I love the Alan Jackson concert. I think I need to. I may need to go. Yeah, give me a second. Give me a second. All right. I'll be right back. Just wanted to highlight this real quick. Or you could jump over back to your league. It don't matter real quick.
Yeah, let me go ahead to you left your stream on, so it's all right. Oh, hey Natalie. I think Adam may be going to uh get rid of his demons. All right, so let's see what I can see on his screen here. Let's see if I can pop this out. He left me all alone. That wasn't part of the plan there, so it looks like Mr. Spider had another good week, beating J Ray. Uh, Washed up, beating Shaken Baker. Shaken Baker, we continue to love that. Uh, let's see. The disappointments, beating bunch of broke pitches. Fiddy's Bodega. Justin pulling out another win after going winless for so long. He's got 3 in a row now. He's just on fire. And 2021 finals, losing to Tua in the pink. Adam takes his first loss. J Ray though and bunch of broke bitches. They're both 0-4. They're both sitting on Losers Island, just chilling, having some what they think are Mai Tais, but it's just sand. Uh-oh. I think I hear him coming back. Let's see what I can do here. I can't really do much. Sorry guys, with he left on the thing there. Let's see if I can't overtake his screen here. Oh my goodness. Sorry for all the idle here. Apparently apparently Adam got hit hard by his shot. I mean, if he won, he wouldn't have had to do this, so. Hey Natalie, why don't you come talk to me? Why don't you come talk to me over here? I have no one to talk to on here. This is a podcast with two people talking back and forth. Adam is currently up chucking. I need your help. I need your assistance. Let's go over your team this week and how they did. I'll bring it up here. She's worried about her hair. That's what we worry about here. And so, Natalie, come on in. Come on in. All right, so you're gonna have to speak up a little bit here. I'll put this between us, okay? Uh, so let's go over your week. Uh, why don't you go ahead and say that score here? So here's your score. You played Adam this week. So not only did Adam lose last week, he had to do his hot shot challenge. He's now like dying in the other room or something. But let's go over your score. Go ahead and say that number.
So I beat Adam. My score was 122.96 to his 121.38.
So just over a point. So 1.58,
Yeah.
something like that. All right. And so let's just go through who did well and who didn't do well this week. I see you have Cordell Patterson.
Yes.
He ended up getting hurt. Um, and that's unfortunate, but Aaron Jones didn't do that great for him against you. We had two mobile quarterbacks, Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts. Um, Jalen Hurts did not show up as well as he has been.
No.
But Derrick Henry finally went off for you. That's 2 weeks in a row now, is it not?
Yes.
So I'm gonna be sending you a trade for him coming up soon here. But James Robinson really shit the bed for Adam. Gave him 2.9 after being so strong. I mean, the guys had 19, 15, 20, and he comes up against you, the person he wanted to lose to. All right, so you had Diggs. Diggs didn't do that well for you. But Godwin, tell me about Godwin.
Godwin was my.
All right.
Last season, you're right. Godwin was your Lord and Savior. But the other night, he was not. Hey, welcome back.
Hey, welcome back. Sorry for that, guys. I
You're,
just happened to pass everything that was in my stomach, and I'll tell you that that heat hurt coming up as well into my nose. So that was awesome.
so we kind of went forward here. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. So we kind of went forward here. We started talking about how you lost to Natalie. She was helping me out while in your absence.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So we just had to let everyone know, and we'll go over it again later in greater detail.
Yeah. Happy to see you, Natalie. I'm glad I don't work with you anymore, so you can't rub it in person.
Ooh, she didn't hear that because you're on my ear, but
Good. She'll hear it in the podcast.
oh, she'll hear it in the podcast for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to do a little bit more. I kind of went through a rundown of your team or your schedule here,
Okay.
but I was stuck on your screen as you made a very quick departure. I went over the scores and who had, but I couldn't do much more than what I have available to me on the screen there, bud.
Yeah. That's my problem. My bad. So I am back. Unfortunately, I had to go handle some bathroom issue. That did not feel good at all. My nose
I'm
is now
sorry
running.
about the last few minutes of awkward idle silences in between. You'll hear that on the podcast. So
You love to see it. You love to see it.
yeah,
But we're back. We're back. Okay. So let's get back into the toxic league. Unfortunately, I did take an L in this league. I was playing my brother. Uh, he decided that he actually wanted to have a good game this week, so he put up 148 points to my 93. It just wasn't a good week for me. So this is my first loss in this league. Hopefully, we don't continue that. But
I'm
then we
okay with it.
then we had Justin going against Fiddy's Bodega. This
I brought
one,
that up 3 in a row.
well, this one is confusing because they're supposed to be. Oh no, that's right. That's right. Yeah, 3 in a row for Justin. He actually took down Chad. I was thinking about someone else for some reason.
How many was it before? 13 in a
13,
row?
13 losses in a row. Now he's got 3 in a row wins. So you love to see that. He actually took down Chad as well. So there's no more Winners Island participant in this league. We both got taken down this week. The disappointments went up against a bunch of broke bitches. This was actually a power. This was to get off Owen Island. So
Get off on Win Island.
yeah, get off of Owen Island. So Renee made his escape from Owen Island. He got his first win. A bunch of broke bitches. You're still on Owen Island. You hate to see it. Washed Up went against Shake and Bake. Shake and Bake actually had a lead going into Monday night, and they both had players. Washed Up had
Well,
Debo, so he came out with the clutch win to make it a 2-2 instead of a 1-3. Mrs. Spider had another great week, putting up 153 points to keep J Ray back in Owen Island. You hate to see it, but this league is very competitive now. It seems that way. We've just been beating up on the lower guys. We have 2 0-4s, 1-3, but the rest of the league is either 3-1 or 2-2, so positive records.
hold
Uh,
on. Are they really the lowest guys when you scored the lowest out of anybody?
yeah, but I mean, my record reflects. My record reflects my team. All right, we win clutch wins. Yeah, we win clutch ones. All right. But not much to say about this. There was a couple upsets. Some people that were favored heavily. I mean, I was down by 1 point projected, and my team just fell apart. I had Devontae Williams get hurt. He actually unfortunately has a torn ACL, so he's out for the season. So I'm gonna have to fill that spot, unfortunately. But we're hanging on until Hopkins comes back. That was my big play in both these leagues. At least make it to week 7 with a positive record, and we're gonna attempt to do that because I feel like Hopkins is gonna be my Lord and Savior this year since I don't have Devontae Adams. Uh, let's jump into the rigid league now. So
Rigged.
let's rigid. I can't speak right now, man. My my tummy hurt. My stomach hurts. And I two up.
All right. Can you see that there?
Yes, we can.
Look at that. I already had it ready. I tried to overtake your screen. I tried to debo it, but it didn't happen.
Ah, Debo, that crazy bastard.
So, as you can see again here, right in here, I'm 0-4 in this league as well. But
But
remember what I said about schedule. Look at everyone's score here.
yeah,
I crush anybody except for who I played.
that's a rough loss right there.
Yeah, 168 is a good 10 points above anybody else in this league, but 4 points behind KC Chick here. So that's what I said. Schedule is played. I'm not saying that's the only reason I'm 0-4 in a couple leagues, because obviously I just suck as a manager. Just I gotta do better.
Oh,
I just gotta score more points, and then I beat people.
yeah, that's the objective of fantasy football. We just got to score more points than your opponent.
Yeah, well, you should have told me that before week 4, man.
Well, I kind of wanted to put you at a disadvantage, so then the comeback is always greater when it's like
I
from the
got it.
bottom. Yeah. Because like when you go into the playoffs and win these leagues, it's gonna feel so much sweeter knowing that you started off 0-4. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
remember when you guys were saying that I couldn't do shit? Well,
Yeah.
here you go.
Remember when I was down bad? Now look at me. So you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I lost to KC Chick again. Mike Evans just he got me so close. Not close enough.
Not close enough. I
Yeah,
mean,
story of my life.
that's what happened with Godwin for me. He got me so close, not good enough.
So Dangle Daddy ended up winning again. He beat 0-17. So he's now 2 in a row. My Coochie's Harry ended up beating Quality Matters MFers. So he was 2-0. He's now 2-2.
Ooh. And then I see
Yeah.
that my Coochie's Harry's on a 3-win streak. So I started off the season 0-1, and
3-win
you'd love to
streak.
see it.
Auto draft.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna let him. I'm not gonna let him live that down. It's an auto draft.
Oh
It's an
yeah,
auto draft.
we call out any auto drafters in our league as well. This year, unfortunately, we didn't have any. So it's good. It's good. Life's good.
Murder Wagon. Jordan ended up losing to Brandon there. He's also on a 3-game win streak.
Congratulations. Here's your flowers. Well, congrats.
Romano, again, 3-win streak. He ended up beating Hooligans, who's on a 3-loss streak.
Ooh.
And we'll be talking to Chuck one of these weeks in the future, hopefully. But I love seeing Chuck lose.
Well, especially when you're losing too, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I
because
mean,
like,
I can't talk shit at all because I'm one of 2 0-4 teams here. But
but
I like seeing Chuck lose.
yeah,
He watches our podcast. He'll hear this
thanks, Chuck,
tomorrow,
and hopefully we get you on the show soon so you can talk shit back to Nick. Don't let him.
well,
Don't let this be one sided.
until he comes and joins us. This is head honcho here, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
All right. OG Hambone losing to Working from a Homes in a close match. And as you know, this
Wow.
league is adjusted points and spiffs and all that kind of stuff. And he lost by 1.08 points.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
I feel you, OG Hambone. I feel you.
Yeah. Sorry, Ben. Just taking down the commissioner. That's not very nice. And then Get Back Coach beats Steeler Nation. That's Isaac. Now, Isaac and I are the only 2 0-4 teams left in this league. And we play each other next week.
So someone's getting off Olin Island.
Oh.
I'm hoping it's you, buddy. I'm hoping it's you.
Yes, thank you.
And by that, I mean Isaac. I hope. I'm just kidding.
You're talking Isaac.
Just kidding.
Got it.
I'm just kidding. I hope you win, buddy. I hope you win. You need to get that record start reflecting your team. Because
in both leagues, like I need to do something, man. All these close losses and just
yeah, it's too early to start.
It's bringing down my demeanor.
Yeah, but it's too early to start like panicking. There's still
it's making me look incredible.
Well, there's still 10 games left in the regular season, and honestly, you want your team healthy at the end of the season for the playoff run. You just got to make a playoff run. And this is to any fantasy football manager out there. Like, you don't pull the cord yet. Don't start setting off your best player to try to get 2 equal players. Don't pull the cord yet. Maybe week 6, if you're still 0-6, pull the cord. You got to make some trades happen. You got to help your team out. But right now, you guys are fine. You're fine, Nick. I know you're gonna bounce back. I see you on the waiver wire.
I'm on the waiver wire daily, just looking to see if someone drops someone great or makes a boo boo or something.
I mean,
I want to be there. because I'm definitely on next up on the waiver wire everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely made a boo boo. I dropped Jamal Williams from Detroit. He just keeps showing that he's that guy. DeAndre Swift is that guy, but
With his
he,
back,
yeah, but Jamal Williams is like, even with Swift was there, Jamal Williams was still putting up numbers. So definitely good option, kind of almost like the Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt going at that route. But yeah, I definitely made a mistake there, and I regret it. But let's get over to Easy Dubs. This is our work league, and this is the other league that I lost it. Yay!
really? Oh yeah, no, we already talked about that.
Oh yeah, but
You know what? Let's go over it again.
let's go over it again. I lost in a nail biter against Natalie. She had no
Ooh.
players left.
Did
No.
it hurt saying her name that you lost to her?
Yes, yes. It definitely
Which was worse, that or the hot sauce?
that
Okay,
my
that one.
yeah, my stomach's already feeling better. So, but
No, it
I mean
hurts again that you
that's
mentioned it.
yeah. That's my first loss in that week. What really hurts is that Godwin had a pass that was called back for holding, and it would have gave me enough points.
Woulda,
And
coulda, shoulda.
and then just looking at my optimal lineup, I wasn't a good fantasy manager this week. My optimum
Oh yeah, I
lineup,
saw that.
her optimum lineup is pretty much what she scored. My optimum lineup would have been 177 points. So if I played anybody besides the people I played, I win this week, which is hurtful, but it's nice to know that my bench and my starters can score that much points. It's reassuring, especially because I've had a couple bad weeks in this league, but I still managed to win. But it's nice to know that there is a ceiling, and hitting 177 points in a week, that's something that I can be proud of in this league, But another trash year, that's going to be you going against Isaiah.
Well, speaking of optimal lineups, right? My optimum line would have been 133. The
133, okay.
most I could have scored out of any lineup is 133. So even at my best, I couldn't beat him this week. But did you see his optimum lineup when I sent you a screenshot earlier today? It was over 200
Yeah,
points.
210 points for his optimum lineup. Um, that is heavily inflated by Hawkinson. Hawkinson had a 40-point game this week, something you don't see from tight ends other than Kelsey. So
Andrews.
yeah, Andrews as well. But I take that with a grain of salt. I mean, because yeah, he could have scored 210 points on you, but at least he only scored 160. That's going to help for league standings later on in the league, where when points matter, when these close playoff runs. So it's kind of good for the rest of the league that he didn't score 210, because that would have put him at an advantage. But like I said, I face Isaiah next week, and I'm gonna humble him a little bit. I gotta put him back down there. He was
I
out.
need you.
He was
So nobody on here knows. Sorry, I'm throwing you under the bus here.
throw him.
You don't hear from him. He's nowhere in our group chats. He's nowhere to be heard of until he wins a game, and all of a sudden, just trash talk, trash talk, trash talk, and it's like we let him have it a bit this week. I kind of felt bad, and then I didn't. Um,
You can never feel bad. Don't feel bad about it. We all know it's jesting. There's no bad intentions behind it.
yeah,
Um,
no, it's just shit talk. But yeah,
yeah,
so I can't wait for you to hummel him a little bit next week, and I don't want you to score too much because I got to keep in the race here with you. But God, I want you to just destroy him.
yeah. That's what I'm hoping to do. I started the trash talk early because I saw him jumping in on you, so I was like, I play him next week. Let's get in his head already, and we'll see how that works. I'm definitely gonna slide some other things in this week to maybe make him question his lineup, or maybe I already want him at the lineup that he's at right now, because it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. He's got a lot of tough matchups this week.
I
Uh,
say we just collude. I give you everyone this week. I take an L, and you just destroy him.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good to me. If the rest of the league wants to volunteer some players as well, we can make that happen as a manager, or as a league commissioner. We can make that happen. Just totally like 300 points on them, just for just for the fun. I'm just kidding. No, we would never do that. Not the integrity of our league. But going up next, we had Bloss going up against It's Never Sunny in Philly, and I'll tell you what, I've been talking to Matt. He watches the podcast every week. We love the guy to death, but he is struggling in this league. It's unfortunate to see because he had a good run last year. He made it into the semifinals last year. He knows how to manage a team. His team looks phenomenal. It's just they're not putting it together in the weeks they need to. He keeps losing close games, and so like even this week, it wasn't that much of a spread. It was 14 points. Both the projecteds looked identical to each other. So just unfortunately, he's losing these close games. That's not much more to say about it. Like he's the tide's gonna turn his way eventually, but
Eventually.
hopefully it's enough to make a playoff run. Or better luck next year. You know?
You know what he should just start doing? He should start just getting more points.
Yeah, definitely. He should just score more points. Maybe it's a curse that Philly keeps winning because every time Philly wins, he loses. So if Philly loses this week, maybe he'll win.
You know what though? He would take that any day.
No, he would. Yeah, he would rather Philadelphia win than him win in fantasy. So I mean, I know that's the only reason he hasn't thrown the toaster in the tub yet.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just get better, Matt.
Yeah, just get better, man.
It's not that hard. I mean, everyone else did.
I mean, if you were better, then I mean, you'd have a better record. I don't know. That's direct correlation.
Yeah. I mean, just one and one goes together. Just score more
Yeah.
points. 1 plus 2 equals 2, 3. I don't know. But then we got G Dogs going up against Hit and Rugs. Chris had a terrible week in this league. He scored 72 points. Unfortunately, he got caught by the Kamara trap that a lot of people did. He had Alvin Kamara score him 0. That was like a last minute London game time decision. But unfortunately, when you know those games are happening and you have a questionable player, you got to be up early to check those
Well,
because
he was up
yeah, he was up.
early enough.
He was up.
I
He
don't.
he didn't change out the player, and he suffered for it. He scored 72 points. I believe his optimal lineup was like 80 points. That's all he could score this week. He's plagued with injuries in this league. He's 1-3 right now. He's on a losing streak of 2. Hopefully, he could turn it around. But yeah, I mean, not much more to say about that. We Them Boys finally suffered his first loss as well. He had a terrible week. I know he has Javante Williams as well, so he's going to be looking for a running back if anybody is interested in the trade. Maybe get something good from him.
You know what I think happened there, honestly? Like all of a sudden he has a baby, and it's like, oh, fantasy football doesn't matter anymore. No, man.
You,
Priorities.
oh, you blaming the baby on this loss? I was blaming him.
Oh
If anything, the
no,
baby
no, no.
helped him.
I'm blaming him for not putting his fantasy lineup above the needs of the baby.
I mean, if anything, he should have the best lineup out of all of us because he's not working right now. I mean,
Yeah.
sure he's helping out with the kid. You know, he's cracking a cold one, but his lineup should be stacked for the next 3 weeks that he's out with the kid. So I mean, just get better, Damien. We got kicked off of our Winners Island and it hurt, but congratulations to Ryan. I'm gonna give him his flowers. He's on a 2-win streak. Started off 0-2, turned it around. He's scoring decent amount of points, 132 points, second highest or third highest scorer in the league this week, and definitely turned it around. So good job, Ryan. Anything else for this league, Nick?
No, I just want to point out though that you said that Chris had an absolutely terrible week, but I need it to be known that he still scored more than you in your other league.
Yeah, in the other league, I figured I'd give him
Oh, yeah.
one. Last year in the finals, I blew him out 180-80. So I gave him this one. He could beat me in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, that's when I'll take him seriously. Other than that, you know, we play the other one. I'm gonna say it. We play the other one tactically. All right. Maybe I want Chris in the playoffs because I know he's gonna be an easier game later on. Maybe I don't want someone else in the playoffs because I'm more scared of their team. You know what I'm saying? So long con, and he's gonna
Okay.
he's gonna see this and know I'm full of shit. But it's good. It helps me sleep better at night.
I hear it. I got like a you're full of shit filter going
Oh
on.
yeah, definitely. We'll jump into the crazy league. This is another disappointing one for me, unfortunately. Um, we'll start off. I went up huge on Sunday. I think I had all my players play Sunday. I was up 873 to like 250. I'm like, this is in the bag. But Ryan has had literally his whole team play on Monday night.
Oh, the
Came
49ers.
Yeah, 49ers, and then he had Rams players as well. And he came in and just absolutely served me.
He's
Yeah,
slap that ass.
he put his nuts right on my forehead and said, no win for you. How about no win for you? Because he gets his first win in the Crazy Points League. So congratulations. He scored the second highest, and that's got to be like the fourth or fifth highest points scored this year. I had a decent week in this one, but he just did better. He figured it out. Just score more points.
Yeah, he's when he came into this league with us, and I hope he's watching. I was really, he talked a big game about how good he was at fantasy, and he comes in and he goes 0-2 in both leagues, and I was like, dude. And then I remembered, shit, I'm 0-4 in two leagues, and I have championships. So it took me a minute to understand, like, wait, this guy he might have actually talked a real game here.
Yeah, I mean, and also like I can't understate this enough. This year has been weird so far. Like it's it's strange, Nick. It's strange, and I can't say I don't like it because it's exciting. Like last year, some of these games by like halfway through Sunday, I just put my phone down because I'm like, I won this week. So like this week has me on the edge of my seat all the way to Monday. So you kind of love it.
All right, let's go to that next one.
Go ahead. That's
I
you.
love I love seeing this. So that came down to Cooper Cup on Monday night. And what he give me 126 or something like that? Something
Wow,
ri-
126. You love to see it.
or was it
Let's see.
one
Let's see. Let's see.
160 something?
136 from Cooper Cup on Monday night.
136. Yep. So he really, I mean, we have a group chat going back and forth, and Chris was shitting bricks. He's hoping for a Cooper Cup fumble, and it was within what, a couple points up through the third quarter. I think I was down 694 to 714 going to the fourth quarter,
Yep.
and then Cooper Cup did what Cooper Cup does.
Yeah, he turns it up. Unfortunately, the Rams lost that week. Not, I wouldn't say unfortunately because that means the NFC West is all two. So that means it's good for the NFC West. It's bad for Chris, unfortunately. But Cooper Cup's gonna eat no matter what. Like I don't care if the Rams put up 7 points. Cooper Cup had that touchdown, and he still has 100 and something yards. You know,
He
he's always going to eat. It's insane how people still don't know how to cover this guy. Uh it baffles me. It baffles me because not only was he extraordinary last year, he's already on pace to be extraordinary this year. And anyone that got him in the first round, like you got to steal because he's like the best consistent guy that there is. You know, it's mind-boggling how nice he is for fantasy football.
So minus week 3, I mean, he's got 128 yards, 108 yards, 122 yards, and then last week was just a fluke. Going up against the Cardinals. Uh, they really found out how to beat the cheat code because he only got 44 yards.
Yeah, but they were running the ball on us a lot, so we couldn't stop the run. So when the team can't stop the run from you and you're already up, like there's no point to pass the ball. So Cooper Cup didn't get his touches, but I mean it's Cooper Cup. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about that guy.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about seeing him on the waiver wire anywhere all season.
All season long. I mean, the only thing you have to worry about is injury. But Cooper Cup keeps healthy. Knock on wood for you and other Cup fantasy owners, because I feel like that's going to be a lot of people's bread and butter. Like last year, it was Jamar Chase and Jonathan Taylor and Cooper Cup, but this year it seems like the sky's the limit for this kid.
And Jefferson.
I mean,
Don't leave out Jefferson.
Jefferson's nasty, but he's had bad games this year. Unfortunately, he's just not a
This
part.
season.
Yeah, this year.
As is
Unfortunately,
Jamar Chase.
that's
Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
no, no. You're good. You're good. I mean, Jamar Chase is more of an anomaly. I'm not going to say that word. I'm not going to attempt to say
Anomaly.
it. Yes, thank you. He is on a super good offense, and they're just not performing right now. And also, like Jamar Chase, like people know how bad he can hurt teams, so they're guarding them, double coverage, which is letting Higgins and Boyd get open, and they're sharing a lot of the touches over there, getting more targets. It's just hard to force the ball to Jamar Chase, which I think is going to change because these other receivers are tearing up defenses. So defenses are gonna have to adjust. They're gonna have to take some attention off Jamar Chase. Then he'll get his touches. So I'm not too worried about him. I am worried about Jefferson though. Just Kirk Cousins.
He's Mr. Reliable. I don't want to hear anything bad from you. He is consistent. You can never expect anything more, anything less from Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but it's just he needs. I don't know, man. It's Jefferson's a cheat code. Just even if you pitch him the ball 5 yards, he's gonna turn it into a 15 yards. So they just need to figure out how to get him the ball more reliably. First week it was amazing how well he did. They just need to get back to that, like short routes to him. He's almost like a Debo Samuel, like a Cooper Cup. These guys create plays after they catch the ball, so they need to get these guys the ball and ball often so they can make their own plays.
You're sounding down about that. Let's talk about how Natalie lost.
Yes, yes. The
That will
highlight
that will bring you up.
the highlight of the podcast. Natalie lost in the Crazy Point League. Matt absolutely dunked on her this week, and
Chris.
you love to see it.
Oh, I love. I mean, I can't say that I love to see her lose because inevitably I've got to sleep near her,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you
and
got
there's sharp objects in my house, so I can't say that out loud. But
yeah, yeah. I pick up what you're putting down, but yeah. I mean, it feels a little bit better that she didn't go 2-0 this week because you know, Natalie. Natalie. She
now Natalie never talks shit. She's like Isaiah. She will only talk shit once she's like a definite up and winning or won. Because not because of the fact that she doesn't want to talk shit, but because she's so terrible at it
she's so
that we all just like destroy her.
As soon as she says something, it's just instant
Oh
destroyal,
yeah.
and it's
Oh yeah.
just like I it hurts me because I want her to be better at talking shit so that I don't feel bad when I say it back. But like, it's
Hey,
so difficult.
she's in this league. She's an equal, gender equality.
Yeah,
You can't
exactly,
you can't feel
exactly.
bad about that.
You can't feel bad about that for sure. But she got smashed by Nick this week. We
Matt,
do, or Matt, sorry, Matt. But you did take the only Winners Island participant off the island this week.
mhm,
But yeah, so you got the win this week. We're gonna pull
lucky.
this down, and we actually have our special guest today.
What's up, guys? Thanks for
Hey,
having me.
hey, what's going on, Lorenzo?
How's
Hey,
it going?
go ahead and turn that video on if you got it, bud.
Yeah, let me see here.
Welcome, Lorenzo. You are part of the Capital League with Nick, I believe. Welcome to have you. Thanks for joining us, and we appreciate your time.
Oh,
No, thank you for having me. Thank you. Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah,
hey,
sorry for the delay, bud. I took my hot sauce shot today, and it did not agree with my stomach, so I had to run away from the stream real quick. But
Let me see.
so how did your fantasy football week go this week?
we don't need to talk about that, man.
Well, played Pandemic Disco, it was a good time for me, but I went into this week feeling pretty good. I just made a big trade for Khalil Herbert. I got rid of Trevor Lawrence, who was on my bench, and the person I traded with actually needed a quarterback really bad. They actually had Justin Fields. So, you know what? I was like, this is a perfect time. Let me see if I can get him. He was on her bench, and sure enough, got him. And that's actually a good spot that I needed. I needed another running back, at least a two guy. And you know what? It worked out in the end for me.
That's not where you scored all your points. You got your points off of Slatha just making a terrible move.
Oh, dude, you know what? J- Jamar Chase has not given me anything yet this year. I'm hoping it does come, but I got T. Higgins holding me in there. Miles Sanders went off finally. I needed that. He finally went off for me. The one week I did not start Devontae Smith, unfortunately, he went off and scored 30. He scored big.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I put him in this week, barely anything. So, it's a game of chance, but not even Mark Andrews gave me anything this week, and I have that guy on there. So,
Yeah.
we did pretty good for not playing to our full potential yet.
No, no, definitely, definitely. Mark Andrews had a shocking week this week. He had 3 points. He was not targeted by Lamar as much, but it's not anything to worry about. Mark Andrews is Mark Andrews. He just had a bad week. Unfortunately, one of those weeks is going to happen. But you did mention that you had Miles Sanders and Devonta Smith. Yeah, those Philly players, man, especially the Philly running backs. I feel like whenever you bench them, they want to go off, and then when you put them in,
He kept Miles
oh, you
Sanders
kept Miles
in.
Sanders in. Okay, so good call this
Yeah,
week.
I got him, man.
Yeah, I've been baited by Miles Sanders too many times. So I'm like, I stay away from that guy in the draft now.
See, I
Well,
was the same way with Devonte Smith. I was like, you know what? Should I put him in? I have Kareem Hunt and also Gabe Davis too. So I was deciding because he's in my flex section, and I was like, you know what? Should I put Gabe Davis, Kareem Hunt, or should I stick with Devonte? So in the end, it worked out, but it was a tough one. I didn't know which one to go with. Gabe Davis hasn't really performed the way I wanted him to since week one, and then Kareem Hunt, it's either a punch or it's a swing and miss. So that's what I was hesitant about all week with that.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's rough picking that flex spot.
he really didn't leave. I'm looking over here, sorry, at his screen right now, at his team, and I mean, he didn't leave any points on the bench, really.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's what I
tight end Noah Fant over Mark Andrews, you're never gonna do that.
exactly.
No, yeah.
So I mean, he had, if there was an optimum lineup, I mean, minus tight end. Speaking of tight ends, I had Ali Cox sitting on my bench this week.
Ah,
You're not going
that's
to
rough.
start him over Zach Ertz, though.
No, no. I mean,
No,
Zach Ertz is Mr.
not at
Consistency
all.
so far this year. I mean, he's gotten what 13 to 16 points every week. So like you
Mhm.
out of the tight end, you take that.
Every time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was the curse. I was cursed with not playing players that popped off this week, like Damian Pierce. Everyone was high
Mhm.
on him the preseason, and I picked him up early because I was like, this kid's gonna be a stud. Finally showing that stud status, so I'm definitely playing him this week. James Robinson let me down this week, but
Oh, he shit the bed.
they're playing each other. So Houston's playing Jacksonville next week. I expect big games out of both of those running backs, so I'm doubling down on that game.
Ooh, are you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm excited too for this week. I actually got someone really big off of waivers. I got
Dude,
pretty lucky. Two guys off of waivers that were big. So back in week two, when T. Higgins went on the IR, he ended up being dropped. And I sure enough, I was the first one to see it. And as soon as I saw it, I put that claim in right away. And I was just lucky enough to get away with that. And I actually got lucky this past week with also Amon St. Brown. I got
Ooh.
him off of waivers as well. So I'm pretty excited to see if he does show up on the lineup this week, and then I can throw him in right there. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna throw him in at that 2 spot, and then I'll have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Amon St. Brown. So I'm pretty excited about that, and hopefully Mark Andrews and everybody else comes through like always.
No, definitely. I mean, that's some dangerous wide receivers you have right there. You love to
Yeah,
see it because, like,
yeah.
especially with T Higgins, like if Jamar Chase is not doing good, Higgins is doing good. So like you
yep.
secure yourself some points there. Amon St. Brown, that's a steal on the waiver wire. Uh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Saletha dropped both of them. I just want to let that be known. She dropped both of them, killing me.
is there some collusion going on? I'm just kidding. No, no, no. But that's a steal, man. Like Lorenzo, you got those. Like I'm sure you just dropped bench players to get those guys, so your team's probably
Exactly. Yeah.
still
I
looking good, and you got two additions to your team that you can flex when you need to, or even just be your wide receiver one and wide receiver two.
Yeah, dude, I ended up giving up Nelson Aguilar for that, and he was on my bench. So I was pretty happy about that. I was okay with that.
Yeah, you take that 10 times out of 10 times. You love to see it.
Especially the way he's going right now.
So you
Well,
what?
he just lost his quarterbacks backs as
Yeah,
well, so he's his value's going even further down the drain.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
Go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just saying the Patriots are almost in shambles. You might want to even invest in picking up one of the running backs because I think they're going to be running the ball like 50 times a goddamn game because they cannot pass the ball right now.
Yeah, sure enough. Yeah, I mean, who's even the quarterback for the Patriots right now? It's some dude with the funky last name, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it went from Mac Jones
Jones.
to funky name, like
Yeah,
funkier name.
yeah. I know Bill Belichick's all calling them all Tom Brady, but they're not Tom Brady.
Hey Tom, get in here.
Yeah, Tom, sit your ass down, Tom. Tom number two, get over here.
I think they just need to call Chad Powers at this point.
Oh
That's
yeah,
their best luck.
dude, that'd be so great to bring Chad Powers in and then just smoke Tom Brady in the Super Bowl again.
Yeah,
That would be amazing.
yep, kryptonite.
Hey, so Lorenzo, I got a question for you, man.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the top team in Capital League?
Oh, you know what? I want to say it is between Willie right now and Karen and Dan. I want to say it's between those two right now, but I'm not going to single out the Odell squad either. They look really, really good too. They have a lot of potential. I would say those three are the biggest threats right now. I mean, their rosters are just stacked, and it's not just their rosters; it's their bench as well. So those bye weeks that they have, they're not going to even miss a beat. They have a lot of talent on those teams to fill in. Those are the only three right now that I'm a little bit worried about when it comes to my turn playing against them. So, yeah, those I'm stocking up for those people in general. So
Well,
hopefully
you
we can
just
compete.
keep riding that waiver wire. Someone will make another dumb mistake, and you'll be
Yeah,
there to pick up the pieces.
Yeah,
yeah. Hopefully we see another one.
that's what's so hard on the waiver wires when people like pay attention because it just seems like you do good in the league and then you'll start suffering because you're not getting those waiver wire picks.
Well,
Because
in this league, no one pays attention really. I mean, you send out trade proposals all the time, and no one's really so unless you talk to someone in person, uh, like Lorenzo did with his
Yeah.
trade. He traded with Gracie, and so they were on like a, hey, I'm texting you, hey, trade me this player. If you're not doing that, no one is paying attention to this league until it's game day.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. You can make some
Yeah. So the
steals in
funny
there.
thing The funny thing is with St. Brown, actually, when he went on, he didn't go on the board until Sunday, but I saw this on Friday. So I went onto the recent activities board and I noticed that she had dropped him. So I immediately went in there before he was even on the board to everybody else. So you really had to dig in there to see it. And I just happened to do that. And I was like, you know what? This is it. I thought I was tripping for a second, honestly. I had to double check. I had to check if it wasn't in another league that I was in. I had to make sure. I was like, there's no way it's in this one. And sure enough, it was there. So,
Worst
got
St.
lucky.
Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want the other Saint Brown, but so you mentioned you have multiple leagues. How you doing in the other leagues?
Yeah, so I'm in a public league, just for fun. Lizzie and I decided to join it. I told her she can have more of the say in that league. So, her and I joined that league, and we're doing pretty good right now. We're started off 4-0,
Oh, you
but
love to
like
see it.
I was telling Nick the other day too. It's a really weak league. I had guys draft. I There was one guy who drafted Josh Allen first overall, so that pretty much just tells you how the league is going. But sure enough, check this out on my league. I got lucky to have these guys on my team here. So I have Jalen Hurts as my quarterback on both leagues. I love Jalen. I'm an Eagles
Yes.
fan. Love Jalen Hurts. I picked that pick through the heart. I had to.
Yeah, I mean Jalen
So
Hurts is balling out of control. It's amazing what they're doing over there
yeah,
in Philly.
it
Except for
was it
this
was a
week.
con- it was a consistent pick. Even though his numbers were low this week, with all the weather and everything, it was a consistent pick for me. So I have Jalen Hurts in both leagues as well. I have Joe Mixon. I have Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, Travis Kelsey, Christian Kirk, the Bills
Who else was
defense.
drafting in that
Zeke
league?
Elliott. Dude, that league
Did
was insane. Yeah, so
did everyone
that's
fall
pretty much my
asleep in that
nutshell.
league? What the? You got
Dude,
Jefferson and Diggs?
Literally, every single time I've looked at the league when we were drafting, people were drafting quarterbacks before all these other guys. So I was like, I guess this one's just for fun. They just mess around in this one. And right now, yeah, we are tearing it up. We are tearing it up in
Yeah,
this
with
league,
that
dude.
team, you would expect it 100%. Like, I'm sure you're blowing teams out of the water.
Exact. Yeah, it's not even a chance. So at this point, it's all just for the fun and show.
Oh, definitely,
That make
definitely.
that makes sense.
I mean, that sounds like fun. It's definitely satisfying when your team performs and you're just like, this guy doesn't even have a chance.
Yeah, well, the way with everything's going this year too, at the same time, it is just you just have to wait and see. I mean, I feel like in week one, you could pretty much just look at everybody's roster and just say, "Yep, they're gonna win. They're gonna win." But right now, dude, it could be anybody's game. It really can.
Oh yeah, especially how these weeks are going, and like certain teams are performing. Like Detroit, like who would have thought Detroit would be one of the highest scoring offenses? And so like Jared Goff is doing really
Jared
really
Goff's
well. He's
value is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. And then he's getting Amon St. Brown back, so it's going to be even more performance. The running backs are popping off. So, like, you look at that team and you're like, they don't have fantasy relevance at the beginning of the year. And then all of a sudden, you're fighting for Detroit Lion players.
Yep.
It's it's
Yeah,
it's
that
it's insane. It's insane.
yeah, the crazy thing is too, in week one, my original team that I had drafted out the pocket, I had Chris Olave on the bench. And I had dropped Chris Olave to get T. Higgins off of the waivers. So who knew that Olave was just going to blow up? I had a feeling, and at the time, all the players that I had on my bench, I didn't want to give up any of them. And he was the only one where I was like, you know what? It's T. Higgins. I'm okay with that.
Mm-mm.
And then come off later on, you're just like, damn, he's going off.
Yeah, it always seems to be that way. The guy you drop, because you're like, all right, I know this other guy's better than you. I'm gonna drop you, and then it comes back to like they just start popping off. And
Well, Williams for you.
yeah, I mean, Williams. I mean, I knew Williams was a stud. I didn't know how much he was going to be used over there with DeAndre Swift, but it's just he's putting up crazy numbers. I regret dropping him. I'm trying to get him in my other league as a trade, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times I gotta say it though. I'm just waiting for D Hop to come. Like week 7 cannot come here fast enough, so I can stabilize my wide receiver 2 position and start making some trades.
That's where I actually put in a trade for that in our league. Um, Adrian, the Odell squad, they have D Hop right now, and I actually did put in a trade for him for D Hop and for I really it was Williams, Devontae Williams too.
Yeah,
I put in a trade to them, and I was offering him Gabe Davis and Kareem Hunt, and I believe another other person too. I don't remember who, but yeah, I put in a trade for that guy too. I was trying to get him.
yeah, no, definitely, especially because you could stash him in that IR spot until he's ready, so he's
Yep.
not taking a spot off your bench. And there's the the ceiling he has over there with Arizona and Kyler Murray. We saw it last year. D Hop was a threat, and he's definitely worth storing. If you have like some leagues, I think he's still available in like 16% of leagues, which is ridiculous
Yeah.
because you could put him on your IR spot. So like I don't know what people are sleeping on with him, but let's
Exactly.
let's jump into a couple questions for you. Who is the biggest disappointment for you this week?
The biggest disappointment for me is I think Mark Andrews. I mean, although you're not expecting him to go off every single game, you're still
You
expecting
are.
at least a consistent double digit. Yeah, I'm expecting him to at least put up double digits at least every single week. So that was a little bit disappointing. I would honestly say Devontae Smith too, disappointing, but at the same time, I did not expect the weather conditions to be the way it was in Philly this past weekend.
Yeah, it was
50-mile an
ridiculous.
hour winds going sideways and heavy, heavy rains. I did not expect that. So by the time I noticed it, it was a little bit too late to take him out. So I probably would have went with Kareem Hunt then. So I would just say those two guys right there. Those are the disappointments this week.
Yeah, definitely.
You're all right.
Yeah, I mean, definitely with Mark Andrews, it's disappointing week, but I mean, it's Mark Andrews. Like, if that's his floor is 3 points on a really really off week, like you take that as long as you get the win. Like you take that, you're like, I know he's gonna bounce back next week. You're not ever not gonna play Mark Andrews, so like he's a disappointment this week, but he's definitely gonna have a bounce back.
So my
Yeah, for sure.
disappointment is also a tight end, just so happens. Dalton Schultz.
Ooh, okay, okay.
He was in this week. He was active participant. He was in for a significant percentage. Zero targets, zero catches, zero anything. They did not throw it to him once.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's shocking because he's definitely a big target over there. He tight end is such a weird position. It's
Mm.
if you block really well, your tight end's not going to do well. You know,
Yeah.
unfortunately that's what Kelsey does. He doesn't block. He goes out, runs his routes, and you can just know when watching the game that he's going to get the ball. Like there's certain plays, like third down plays, where you know the ball's going to Kelsey. The defense knows the ball's going to Kelsey, but he's still
They
catching it.
can't do anything about it.
Yeah, they can't.
That's the problem with watching Kittle. It's the San Fran's line is so busted up right now that they have to have him blocking down, and it takes away his immense talent.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically a left tackle over there for 49ers right now. Like he shouldn't even be put. He should be. His points should go to the defense for 49er or the offense or whatever. But he's definitely not being
Utilized.
utilized
There
the
you
way
go.
he should be. Yeah, yeah. So see, that's why we mesh so well together. You read my mind. But my
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I was actually gonna put in a trade for George Kittle too, but you know what? I kind of got hesitant too. I had a feeling, and I'm glad I didn't.
oh yeah,
I'm all right with
definitely,
it.
definitely because you have Mark Andrews. Him and Kelsey are the
Healthy.
clear number one and number two. Everyone else,
Yeah,
you could almost trade in kind of off the matchup of what tight end you want. There's some consistent guys like Zach Ertz that you could play every week and have that floor be there. But definitely tight ends is a hard position.
Talk about Hawkinson's TE3 right now, man. Look at
Uh,
the
I mean, yeah, that's you. If he wasn't TE3 after dropping 40 points in a week, that means the rest of the weeks he was doing nothing.
So what's yours? Who's yours?
My
You can't ask us questions and not have yours ready.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to go with Mark Andrews as well, but I want to change up my answer. I'm gonna go with James Robinson. I mean, it
yeah,
was it was a rainy game. Like he should have gotten a lot of touches,
2.9.
and he should have took over that game in Philly. Like I'm not expecting him to beat Philly in any sense, but definitely they should have utilized him more. He's a great running back. Like he's showing how good he is consistently, and he came off that ACL tear last year, and he's been ripping it up. So I'm a little disappointed in him this week, but he's going into Houston next week, so I think he'll have another big game. But yeah, he was my disappointment. Like I put him in my lineup as my running back one. I put him over Aaron Jones. I was like, I'm playing this guy no matter what. Like Philly doesn't have the best run defense. I knew it was going to be raining. I was like, he's going to get a lot of touches. He's going to do really well. Gave me like 2 points in the league through both my leagues, and
2.9.
yeah, 2.9. So definitely biggest disappointment.
yeah.
Lorenz,
It's crazy because I was actually watching that game. I was watching it too because Eagle fan. So surprisingly, they were trying to force the ball a little bit too much to Christian Kirk, which is surprising. It's raining, but you think they'll take advantage of the run game more often. And I thought he was going to blow up too. So I'm surprised. I really am.
yeah, I mean everything aligned for him to have a great game, and he just didn't, unfortunately. But some weeks that's going to happen. I mean the projections in fantasy football are always like they project, oh, this the worst running defense, so your guys should score a lot, and then they end up putting 5 points, and then you don't play a guy that's going into the best run defense, and then they put up 36. I'm talking to you, Josh Jacobs, you asshole. But it's
You tried to
just
take him off your hands. It would hurt a lot less if you just gave him to me, man.
no, it would have hurt a lot less if I saw him pop off on someone else's team. He could pop off on my bench. It's fine. All right, so we talked about biggest disappointments of the week. Lorenzo, who is your biggest like performer of the week? Like who do you give the flowers to? Who was the best guy this week? Who surprised you?
I would say it would be Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders really surprised me. I think he surprised a lot of people in their leagues only because of the consistency. Usually he doesn't put up that much. It gives you a good amount of numbers. He keeps you there. But he put up 29.6 for me this week, and that was huge. Especially considering that my tight end had an off day, my flex guy Devontae Smith had an off day. So I think his numbers really, really, really impacted myself from getting the win because you know, yeah, I got the win, but my guy was only 9 points away. And I'm not gonna lie, Monday night I was kind of peeking at the phone here and there because I didn't know if Tom Brady was gonna stop throwing the ball to Evans or not. I was a little nervous for a second. I was just okay. I was like, you know what? No more touchdowns here.
Oh yeah, he started feeding Evans the ball, and I'm just like, please pass it to Godwin for the love of God. He's in the slot. Just pass it to him. But no, he got Evans got his 2 touchdowns. Almost brought Nick back in that game, but yeah, I mean Miles Sanders. Like we were just talking about James Robinson. I was expecting Miles Sanders numbers from James Robinson this week with the conditions over there, and Miles Sanders stepped up. They needed him in the rain, and he stepped up. So like that's a big improvement for him.
Definitely.
Definitely putting up career numbers, career highest number of touches and yards. It was a big day for him. It was big for me too.
Yeah, I mean, and it just shows that that's going to build some trust over there in Philly because they've struggled with their running backs because especially because Jalen Hurts takes a lot of the red zone runs, and so it's hard to trust their fantasy football running backs over there in Philly. But it puts a little bit more trust in it for you.
Yeah, definitely, definitely it is.
All right,
I'm
Nick,
gonna
who you
let
got?
you go first. I'm gonna let you go first
You
because
know,
I have a feeling I'm gonna take your person. So I'll change it if you choose him.
Okay, okay. So my biggest performer of this week is Josh Jacobs for sure. I mean, we just talking about him. I'm like, he went into a team that he was supposed to get shut down from. He got the Raiders their first win. I mean, he just went. He owned the field, and if we can see that consistently from him, be really good. I mean, Josh Jacobs' numbers last year, his floor was about 10 points, and we haven't seen that from him this year. He popped off 36 points, and it's 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 hard not to play a guy that did that well, especially with the matchup he's going into this week. And so I'm gonna put some faith in Josh Jacobs this week. If he lets me down, he's definitely gonna be up on the trade block.
I'll
But
take
we'll
him.
see. Yeah, we'll see.
I'll take him. So I really thought you were gonna go with your boy,
What?
Austin Eckler.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he had a great week.
I mean, if you want to go over weeks, Austin Eckler was, I think he scored second overall in everyone. But that's not who I was gonna say. I gotta give props where props are due. I'm gonna go with a duo here.
Okay.
Goff Hawkinson.
Hawkinson. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Goff Hawkinson. I think that's 73 fantasy points combined.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous how many times Hawkinson made plays for them over there, and they still ended up losing. Unfortunately, they're playing for the Lions, but yeah, I mean, yeah, kudos.
I mean, you can't expect that every week. Austin Eckler, sure, hands down, he's going to do well for you every week. But that combo there this week, hey, you take it, you enjoy, have a party. We won't see you again next week.
Yeah, congratulations, Hawkinson. I mean, like I said, I highly unlikely see that happening again, especially with St. Brown coming back. But yeah, I mean, ridiculous numbers,
You don't have to
ridiculous.
remind me about St. Brown. I'm still salty about that.
I mean, you should be salty that Hawkinson put up 40 on you. But I mean, you're giving him his flowers, even though he scored on you. I mean, Isaiah, had a decent week.
I don't want to hear about that either. Or Lorenzo's damn perfect amazing week. I don't want to hear about any of it. I'm salty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
It
I'm
was
definitely
great.
I'm definitely salty this week too. I went 0-3, but
Yeah, you
it,
suck, man.
yeah, it's just I got to get better
At
sometimes.
least I had a win.
Yeah, but
I still had 3 losses, but at least I had a win.
I think my
You
combined
should be
records is
undefeated.
still better
He
than
should
yours.
he really should be undefeated.
I should be undefeated. The one week I did lose just so happened to be the week that Stephon Diggs and Tyreek Hill put up, 50. It was insane that week. I had no shot, and my team went off. They did a great job, but You can't compete against that. You really just can't.
Hey, listen, maybe if you were just better, you wouldn't have lost, man.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't have any of T Higgins or St. Brown at the time, so I was going with the OG squad. Yeah, I thought they were gonna put up big numbers that week.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely got your upgrades. You're ready for that game again later on in the season when you meet him again. So,
Yep.
I mean, you'll get your revenge. The revenge tour is coming with St. Brown.
Hey,
Oh yeah,
Lorenzo, by the way,
hopefully.
Kim watches us every week. How do you feel about Kim going on a 2-game losing streak? I mean, because I love it, Adam loves it. We're both gonna get punched, but how do you feel about it, Lorenzo? Before we go,
Dude, Justin Jefferson. It's just Justin Jefferson alone on her team just makes me believe she's gonna win every single week. I mean, that guy just puts up crazy numbers, and then the fact that she had Robinson as well and James Conner too. Just those guys alone, I'm already just right away like, yep, these guys are gonna go crazy. And if Pittman could have a week like he did week 1 every time, that's scary. It
Oh
really
yeah,
is.
that's
did
because
you hear him dodge that?
yeah. I heard him dodge it. I heard him dodge it.
Yeah,
He doesn't. He
yeah,
doesn't want to be on the hot seat with the rest of us. But
yeah.
I mean, we looked at her team in week 1, and honestly, her team looks a lot like my team in Easy Dubs. So I was giving her flowers because she scored 170 points. But these last 2 weeks, you just got to get better.
Yeah, just get better,
Yeah,
Kim.
dude.
Yeah, just get better,
Hey,
Kim.
I want to hear you say it, Lorenzo. You
Kim, you can get better if you'd like to make a trade with me for Justin Jefferson.
I like that. I like that.
yeah, use the
We can
platform.
negotiate. We
Yeah.
can
We
negotiate.
can negotiate. I'll give you T Higgins and Ahmed St. Brown for Jefferson.
Yeah, we can negotiate.
That's major upgrades right there. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for another episode of the podcast. Thank you, Lorenzo, for joining us again. We appreciate your time and congratulations on your
Thanks,
win this
guys.
week over Nick. And keep the ball rolling, man. Your team looks good.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys. Keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll
Thank you.
see you, man.
See ya.
See ya, brother. All right, Nick. This is episode 4. Going good. I mean, we always have our technical difficulties. This episode, I had to run away to go throw up. So hopefully the
There's you don't know what happened. You're gonna see it first thing tomorrow. I'm not gonna explain to what happened. You're not gonna like it a whole lot.
oh, what happened after I went to go throw up?
No, I'm not telling you. You put me on the spot, so
Well, it happens sometimes. Unfortunately, when you take Ghost Reaper sauce on a stomach that you just ate and then chug 2 bottles of water, I'll tell you what, the first 2 times I it came out, it came out my nose, which was not fun. That's why I keep scratching it because my nose is burning right now. So, yeah, on that note, thank you guys all for watching. We appreciate you guys every week. We'll be back next week with week 4 or week 5 results.
did you throw up a weak loss?
Yeah, I did. It's
Yeah.
crazy. All right, have a good one. Thanks, guys, for watching. Later, Nick.
Later.